Welcome classic rock fans to an unboxing, and I'd like to look at, I've decided to invest in the Uriah Heep remasters. In many ways, you know, if you look at the sort of landscape of sort of 70s rock, you get sort of Led Zeppelin, who were very much influenced by sort of American blues, obviously forming from the Yardbirds. Deep Purple, who were heavily influenced by sort of British rock and pop sensibilities. They moved away from wanting to be Vanilla Fudge at some point, and then with the In Rock album sort of looked for harder, edgier sort of British sound. But Uriah Heep are interesting because they are very progressive, I think. So they've got so their music is defined by that very heavy sort of organ sound and guitars, and of course the sort of wonderful vocals as well. So I do think, you know, if you're not into this band, I really sort of encourage you to give them a go. I mean, I personally feel Uriah Heep are one of those bands that are kind of the forefathers, if you like, of the current movement, which is known as progressive metal. So I would sort of think Uriah Heep are very influential in that aspect. Of course, Uriah Heep taking their name from the Charles Dickens character from the David Copperfield novel. We get that wonderful cover. I mean, the colours are nice and vibrant. It is sort of a digipack. The colours are nice and sharp. You've got the tank on Salisbury Plain, of course. I guess that's where the actual title comes from. But it's... it opens up as so. I think that was actually the cover of the American release. I think I could be wrong. And of course, these editions are two disc variants. One I think actually contains a complete remix of the original album, which I think will be quite interesting. And of course, there's interesting artwork on the CDs. If you can focus, please focus on CDs as well. They're not as lavish as I'd like them to be. I would like to have seen a lot more in terms of pictures and things like that. But it does come with a much nicer booklet that we've ever had before with these Uriah Heep albums. Let's have a look at what we have here, how this works. I mean, that's what I tend to like about these albums. I like lots and lots of information, lots of, ephemeral information, posters. I don't know if you're Uriah Heep fans, but I think this is a great album. It's got that wonderful, this title track itself, Salisbury, I think is a prog masterpiece, really. It's just fabulous. I mean, there was a lot of hoo-ha about whether Uriah Heep should have played the prog stage of the Rambling Man Festival last year. I certainly think they're more rock than prog, but nevertheless, I think they really were superb. It's obviously from the original album. Lots of information, lots of text, which is great. So anyway, the track listing, not that you need to know the track listing, of course, is Bird of Prey, The Park, Time to Leave, Lady in Black, which was on its re-release, very, very popular in Germany, High Priestess, and Salisbury, which is about 16 minutes long. I think what defines them really is not only that very heavy organ sound, that wonderful guitar, Mick Box's guitar, but also I think that Byron's vocals are very shrill and very sort of... sort of on par with Gillan in some respect in his prime. Anywho, this is the remaster. This is what they look like. If you feel like I will certainly invest in the Uriah Heep remasters. I'll certainly get the first 5 or 6 albums, I think. But this one's Salisbury. I shall enjoy listening to this one in its new sonically superior form. Of course, disc 2 is the alternative Salisbury. I think that's a completely sort of remix of the album, which I think will be interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. More importantly, please do keep listening.